So speaking of the midterms, there was a big race down in Georgia this week. Democrats thought they had a chance to win it. They didn't. How do you read that race? And then talk a little bit about a piece you're working on that sort of looks at the midterms through Paul Ryan's district.
Yeah, so there's mixed takeaways for the parties in that Georgia race. I mean, it was a very Republican seat, even though Donald Trump, narrowly lost the district to Hillary Clinton. So for Democrats, there have been a series of special elections on pretty Republican turf, and they haven't won any of them, which is obviously not good, but they've come really close. And so for Democrats, they can take some solace in the fact they are outperforming their historical levels in these Republican districts, even though they're not winning these districts. And for Republicans, I mean, they know how to win on Republican turf, and in a very polarized world, that may be enough for them to defend some districts, even where Trump isn't particularly popular, if they can get their base to turn out for partisan reasons for their party. And now we have the House Speaker, Paul Ryan, who's in charge of defending the Republican House majority. He's got a Democratic opponent, a union worker in his own district. It's pretty clear that Democrats are going to put more effort into the Ryan race than they've made in the past. And his race is going to reflect some of these national dynamics. It's a really interesting district. It's a Republican district, but it contains some Democratic cities, and it kind of contains a lot of the political dynamics we've seen play out on the broader stage of Republican small towns that were very pro-Trump, Republican suburbs that are where Trump actually underperformed, and Democratic cities that didn't perform as well for Hillary Clinton as they should. It'll be really interesting to watch how those communities react in the midterms and in the next presidential cycle.
So let's go back to the Georgia 6 just for a moment. In that race, the Democrat Jon Ossoff, a 30-year-old political, at least in terms of running a race, neophyte, was really tied by the Republicans to Nancy Pelosi over and over again in campaign advertising. Afterwards, some who were critical of her to begin with were saying maybe it's time for a new generation of leadership in the Democratic Party. Is there any chance that could actually happen?
Well, probably not in the very short run. Obviously, eventually it will. This has been kind of a long-running debate within the Democratic Party, and it's not going away based on the reaction to the Georgia race. So, you know, the effect of having kind of Nancy Pelosi at the top of the Democratic Party in Congress is going to vary from district to district. In Republican districts, she's a very effective target, probably less so in more purple districts. But again, this is sort of one pathway forward for Republicans. They're going to be defending their majority on mostly Republican turf, and this is going to be one of their formulas for doing that.